What's going on, everyone? It's Josh here, giving you guys my audio review for Pearl. I'm not going to give any spoilers. This is a prequel to X and the second film of this new A24 horror trilogy. This is directed by Tandi Wright, co-written by him and Mia Goth, who plays a role as the title character. And this is an origin story for our title villain. Trapped on her family's isolated farm, Pearl must tend to her ailing father under the bitter and overbearing watch of her devout mother. Lusting for a glamorous life like she's seen in the movies, Pearl finds her ambitions, temptations, and repressions all colliding in this origin story of X's iconic villain. That is the central plot of this movie. Now, before I go any further, if you guys love reviews like this, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video on your social medias. Also, follow all my social media links to Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all of that here, as well as be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you won't miss more videos like this. Also, my Amazon wish list and Cash App are in the description box down below. So, when it comes to Pearl, I was very interested in seeing this. I didn't know there was a trailer at the end of X for this, and I heard they made this and X simultaneously, which X was one of my biggest surprises of the year. I thought it had a really fun story. It was entertaining. Definitely not for everyone's cup of tea if you're not into this or because of how sexual it is, but X I thought was a pretty crazy horror movie that was really crazy. But I went into this very curious to see what this backstory was going to be like, and knowing that Mia Goth had some say in it and that Tandi Wright was coming back to do it, I had even more excitement to go in. So ultimately, what did I think about it? Well, again, as I said in my review of Barbarian, this year is great for horror. Horror has been great, and this is no exception. Now, just like this is not going to be for everyone, so know who you are going into this. And this is coming from me as a casual A24 fan, but I have to tell you, I flat out enjoyed this. It was crazy, it was entertaining, and it was once again another fun entry in this trilogy. Once again, Tandi Wright does a very good job at the directing department. He gets some great shots here. He knows this character like the back of his head, and knowing the fact that he wrote this during production of the first X, I thought was actually really solid. And the fact that you have Mia Goth to come back to co-write this with him also brings a lot more depth, a lot more weight into this. You can tell that Mia Goth and Tandi Wright are very passionate about this character. You do get to see how the backstory of who's the older lady X came to be, and the fact that Mia Goth, she played both Pearl and Maxine in the first movie. You definitely get to see a lot of what's going on here. The backstory, of course, is very well done here. You understand why she wants some ambitions and temptations and wants to look for a more glamorous life as you see in the movies. And you definitely do get that throughout this movie. But also, you definitely do see a little bit as the movie goes along how unhinged she becomes. And you realize that even with your ambitions and what you want to do, you can't always get what you want. And this movie really did go for it in terms of his backstory, and it's very unhinged backstory as well. So I definitely have to give the movie appreciation for that. I can also say that I think the acting in this movie, there's not a lot of actors in this movie, but the acting you do get in this movie is great. Mia Goth, once again, fantastic as Pearl. She's amazing here. She knows this character like the back of her head, so she definitely gets this character down and knows exactly what she wants. You also have David Corenswet as a projectionist, Tandi Wright as Ruth, then you have Emma Jenkins-Purro as Mitzi, and Alistair Sarah, and Matthew Sunderland as Pearl's father, but Tandi Wright is the second big standout, as she is the mother, the overbearing mother, basically the version of Carrie White's mom in this universe as Pearl's mother, and she was great. Once again, here I thought the acting in this movie is really good. From the way this movie is shot and the way it's edited, you get that whole golden age vibe of filmmaking here. Is definitely on display as you watch it, and it's very fun to experience that. And the fact that A24 allows Ti West to do something like this, I thought was actually pretty solid. I definitely did enjoy a lot of what the movie had to offer. It was going in places that you were very surprised at. And this movie is pretty violent, of course. Not as violent as X, and as far as the sexual nature of it is not as sexual as X, so... But again, this is its own beast in this little planned trilogy, and it goes for that. And Ti West and Mia Goth and the rest of the cast does a pretty good job. And also, I was interested as I was went at a good pace. I was loving the editing. Was unraveling an hour and 42 minutes. It went for it, and you definitely do get exactly what this movie comes for. Especially when you get into the final couple of minutes of the movie. The final couple of minutes of this movie are some of the most craziest here. I definitely do enjoy how crazy this gets and how weird and how unhinged this movie got. So I very much enjoy that part of it. Again, not gonna give spoilers because I don't want to give away spoilers, of course. But the only real issues I would say I have is I feel like there were a few performers in here that did get a little underused. This is more of Pearl's movie, but I did think we could have had a little bit more of these actors to do. And I will say that the movie is a little bit slow in its start, but the movie picks up for a while as it goes along. So you definitely do get that as another one of the criticisms there. But those are really my only two. And yes, it's not as unhinged, as uncrazy as X, but it didn't need to be for a prequel to X. It works very good as a prequel. So overall, I gotta say, X, with another stellar performance by Mia Goth, solid direction, the themes and story that is presented here about Pearl's wanting to be a little bit ambition into stardom, but she can't get that life. I found this to be a pretty great horror prequel and a fun installment to this crazy planned horror trilogy. And I really do hope that Ti West and the crew of these two films in this A24X trilogy are able to stick the landing with Maxine. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this an Epictastic. Well, that's gonna do it for the video that you just watched. I will have my channel here, so you would like to see anything here, click the channel icon, subscribe for more. I will also leave a video and maybe a playlist here, so in case you want to see what I'm about. As always, stay Epictasticness, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.